Hi friends, how are you? This is the Chaldonut speaking, and welcome back to the first episode of Behind the Scenes of a Chaldonian Survival. I know that I asked for your opinions about whether I should do this or not in my July update video that came out a few days ago. But since I hadn't gotten any responses in the comments, I decided I would just go ahead and show you guys what the series might be like by making the first episode. Now, before I begin here, guys, I just want to say, do not watch this series until you've seen all 12 episodes of A Chaldonian Survival, because since it's behind the scenes here, there are going to be spoilers. So, you've been warned, so let's get right into things here. Now, the first topic I want to talk about is the world here. Because, as you can see, this is a taiga biome, and the giant spruce trees are not native to the taiga biome. They normally spawn in the podzol areas. I can't remember what those are actually supposed to be called, but they have podzol on the ground. And if you don't know, you know, podzol right here. It's slightly different from dirt. Looks just like this. Yep. So that's podzol. That's where they normally are, but I decided that I wanted them in this biome because I thought it would add a nice detail, and also I thought it would be cool to have the hero build a little treehouse. Now, interestingly enough, the actual treehouse design itself was not something I came up with beforehand. It was something that I did on the fly, really. However, I did know that I wanted to build the house in this tree. That was something I had decided beforehand. Now, in addition, guys, this chest here, you may be wondering what it's from. This is actually the chest with my inventory from the final episode of A Chaldonian Survival. And the reason why I have this here is because I wanted to keep it in case I wanted to have the exact same inventory for during Season 2 of A Chaldonian Survival. So that's why that's there. So that I would have access to it, but also wouldn't have to have my inventory clogged up while we were doing the series here. The behind-the-scenes series, that is. Now, also, I have some coordinates bookmarked in this book and quill here on me, but that's just a little side note. We'll get more into that later. I want to keep talking about the world here, because this world was built on 1.6 terrain. I know it seems like such a long time ago because 1.7's been around for a while. We have 1.8 snapshots coming up, but this was indeed built on 1.6 terrain. And when 1.7 came around, I decided that I needed to fly around and load in a bunch of 1.6 chunks around everything in the world that was relevant. And as you can see, if you look at the coordinates in this book and quill, there's quite a bit of space between everything in this world. I mean, -614, 188, 555. You can tell that there's a lot of space in this world. So I wanted to get a lot of chunks generated so that I could update to 1.7 and not have these weird chunk-to-chunk borders from 1.7 and 1.6 terrain, where there are these big flat walls where one cuts off and loads another. So that was weird. But what 1.7 did allow me to do was create these cool trees. And also, fun fact, I'm actually using 1.8 right now. I needed 1.8 because I wanted the barrier blocks later in the series when I was doing the Althalos scenes, so that I could lock Althalos, who's, you know, just a wither skeleton, into a specific area so he wasn't wandering around and trying to attack me or anything like that. So that was a cool little feature there. But anyways, now that we've covered the world generation and the versions of Minecraft, the next thing I want to talk about is scripting and how that worked in the series. So you'll remember, guys, that the series opens with this scene where the hero is swimming in the ocean during a thunderstorm, which in hindsight doesn't really seem like the best idea. But he comes onto land, he hides under a tree, and then he runs through the forest and looks for a cave to hide in. And I believe the cave that he hides in is that one right there where my crosshairs are. So he comes over here and he waits out the night. Now, I don't believe I intended for the hero to get stuck in this cave and wait out the night there. But that's where he went, and That part was not scripted, but most of what was scripted was the action of coming onto the shore from the water, hiding under a tree, and then running and finding a cave to wait out the night. So that's an interesting thing, because the actions themselves were scripted for the most part during this series. The exception to that rule is primarily like the second half of episode 1 through the end of episode 5. Because, it's just survival. I'm off in caves, and I'm building the treehouse, which wasn't really a scripted action, since the actual treehouse design is something I came up with while I was working, while I was playing. But although, the tree I wanted to use and the fact that the tree is here were both things that I decided. So, anyways, though, my actions are largely unscripted through the end of episode 1 to episode 5, but after that, it's pretty much all scripted actions to the very end. Now, however, there are only 2 scenes with scripted dialogue in the entire series. Those 2 scenes are, see if you can guess them, the 2 scenes with Althalos in them where there are the confrontations in episode 9 and 12 respectively. And the reason why those are the scripted scenes, as I'm doing some fail lily pad parkour right here, the reason why those are the 2 scripted scenes is because I had a voice actor for those scenes. I had whitetigersushi, who is credited in the descriptions of the videos. I believe he's credited in all the ones 9 through 12. I believe, not just 9 and 12. But he does Althalos for me. He acts as Althalos, and so I needed to create a script because, for me, guys, I have all the information in my head, and I know how everything turns out. I know what I want to happen next, and so I can just come up with dialogue on the fly, but when you have a voice actor, the voice actor doesn't know everything that's in the head of the creator, so I wanted to make sure that there was some dialogue there to go off of that. Also, I mean, those were important scenes, those 2 scenes, so I needed them to turn out well. So I also needed good dialogue for them for that reason, too. So that is, once again, an interesting thing, just because, it's a weird way I've done this series, with some scripting and some not scripting, and actions that are sometimes scripted and sometimes aren't. It's very interesting to me, the fact that I was able to get that to work and use that system. Anyways, though, guys, there is another thing I want to talk about today. Now that we've covered the acting and the scripting of actions and dialogue and the world generation in this forest, I want to go check out the cave where we built our first home in, because there are a couple of things I want to talk about there. So we're going to teleport to the coordinates I've bookmarked here. So I think it's, oh, wait, I didn't type in my name. Negative 614, was it 37, 518? Yeah, here we go. So this is the cave that we built our first home in. It was the little cobble hut with the 2 doors on the front. And the effect I want to talk about right now is the sleeping effect and the sort of drowsy, dazed, waking up effect that I had. So what I did was, I said I was going to go to sleep, and then I made a cut, and then after that, but in the next clip, what I did was I changed my super secret settings to this setting where, it's not this one, let's see, is it this one? Yeah, where it's blurred, so it's like he's dazed a little bit. And I think I used this in episode 9 as well, after the hero's captured by Althalos' minions. And then after this, after like a couple seconds of it, I switched it out for just the normal Minecraft visual. I think this is still blurred, yep. Nope, that's not it. Is this it? I think this is normal again. We're good. So that was how I did it. I would have a cut with the blur, and then I'd have another clip with me facing in the same place with the super secret setting back to normal. So that was a cool technique that I wanted to share with you guys because I thought it was pretty fun. But anyways, I think I have covered everything I want to talk about in this behind the scenes episode. Next time, I think we're going to travel over to Chaldonian and explore some of the things there, such as some of the intro effects and like the airship shooting at the city, how I built the city, how I destroyed it and made it look all rubbly and stuff like that. And yeah, so that's going to be the focus of the next episode of Behind the Scenes. The third episode will probably focus on episodes 9 through 12 and the confrontations with Althalos and how those were set up and things like that. And there might be a fourth episode where I do things that you guys would like me to see. You guys would like to see me talk about. So feel free to leave me suggestions for things to talk about in that fourth episode. And anyways, I hope you have enjoyed, guys. Please remember to like and subscribe if you did. This is the Chaldonut speaking. Goodbye, friends, and I will see you all next time with some more behind-the-scenes content.